Good morning. It is Wednesday, September 18th, and this is Michigan Mornings from Ave Maria Radio and the Ave Maria Radio app. I'm Matthew Handley. Coming up, the 12-step program aligns well for Catholics in recovery. More on that shortly, but first, your local weather and this news. The United Auto Workers Union is planning to hold a strike authorization vote against Stellantis. UAW President Shawn Fain says the automaker is not meeting the agreements of the contract that was approved last year.
It's not every day that we, the auto workers, are on the same side as the dealers, the same side as the suppliers, and the same side as the shareholders. But today is that day.
The union is pushing Stellantis to follow through with its promise to reopen a plant in Belvidere, Illinois, and is protesting against plans to cut 250 jobs at the Warren Truck Assembly Plant in southeast Michigan. The automaker says Fain continues to allege that the company has violated the contract, but to date has provided no data or information to back up his claims. At a town hall in Flint last night, former President Donald Trump says his presidency was consequential.
Only consequential presidents get shot at. But what can you do? You have to do what you have to do, right? We have to be brave.
In his first public appearance since a second assassination attempt of him, Trump took part in a town hall event moderated by Arkansas Governor and former White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders. He went on to say that it is a dangerous business running for president. Also at the event, Trump went on to say that he had a nice conversation with President Biden and received a, quote, very, very nice phone call from Vice President Harris following the incident on Sunday. In the latest polls in Michigan, Harris and Trump are both within the margin of error, making the state a toss-up. Those polls were conducted before the incident on Sunday. Several of Michigan's largest labor unions are urging lawmakers not to interfere with the minimum wage raise for all workers. The wages will rise soon to around $15 an hour, including for employees who earn tips, and currently have a much lower minimum wage. The American Federation of Teachers Michigan, the Michigan Education Association, and the Michigan AFL-CIO sent a letter to House Speaker Joe Tate and Senate Majority Leader Winnie Brinks with their demands this week. Minority Republicans want to change the minimum wage to keep tipped workers being paid less. And the Detroit Tigers continue to be in the hunt for the American League wild card race. They beat the Kansas City Royals in 10 innings last night, 3-1 at Kauffman Stadium, to improve to 79-73. The Royals are 82-70 and have the second wild card spot in the American League. The Tigers are right behind the Minnesota Twins for the final playoff spot. Their 3-game series continues against the Royals tonight. This is Michigan Mornings from Ave Maria Radio. Now this.
Dr. Ray Guarendi.
I was raised in an Italian Catholic home. We went to church. That's what you did. And now that I'm older, I can't thank my parents enough for allowing me to know about our Lord, because ultimately the base that they gave me kept pulling me back to the Catholic Church, even though I wandered as a young adult.
More patchy fog will linger in the area this morning until about 9 a.m. Otherwise, we'll have sunny skies today in Detroit with a high around 81. Tonight will be mostly clear with lows around 61. Tomorrow we can expect sunny skies and highs around 82. And Friday and Saturday will both be mostly sunny with temperatures in the lower 80s. More patchy fog will linger in the area this morning until about 9 a.m. Otherwise, we'll have mostly sunny skies today in Saginaw with a high around 84. Tonight will be mostly clear with lows around 57. Tomorrow we can expect sunny skies and highs around 84. Friday will be partly sunny with temperatures in the mid-80s, and Saturday will be mostly sunny with highs in the mid-80s. Scott Wieman helped found Catholics in Recovery, which incorporates Catholic teaching into the 12-step recovery program. He joined Vanessa Den Hagarmo on Epiphany to talk about the history of the program.
I found sobriety about 12 years ago or so, and that was helpful in forming what is now Catholic in Recovery. But back 89 years ago, in 1935, Alcoholics Anonymous was founded, and its really inception began with one alcoholic who was attempting to stay sober, sharing experience, strength, and hope with another. And those two co-founders really developed the 12 steps with the help of others who joined the movement along the way. And some of those had a lot of great Catholic influence. A gentleman by the name of Father Ed Dowling was a Jesuit priest from St. Louis who visited co-founder of AA's Bill Wilson's apartment a few years after the development of Alcoholics Anonymous, and knocked on his apartment door, said, your 12 steps are very similar to the spiritual principles and exercises of St. Ignatius of Loyola. And that began a friendship and a really, kind of Father Ed Dowling, who was not a recovering alcoholic himself, although did understand the application of the 12 steps to other addictions, compulsions, and unhealthy attachments, was really instrumental in the spiritual growth and development of 12-step recovery as we know it today. Similarly, a woman named Sister Ignatia was active in a hospital in Canton, Ohio, where AA was founded, and she too worked with hundreds and thousands of recovering alcoholics back in the early days in the 1930s and 40s. And this was a time whereas we understood alcoholism in the early 1900s as really a chronic disease, or we maybe didn't even think of it as a disease, but a chronic issue that would just be handicapping someone for their entire life. It was very rare that someone would find freedom from the grip of alcoholism, and we really have learned a lot about it over the last 90 or so years. But yes, the 12 steps, which overlap and really run parallel to our tradition, sacramental life.
Epiphany is weekdays at noon here on Ave Maria Radio. I'm Matthew Handley, and that does it for this edition of Michigan Mornings on a Wednesday. Stay tuned to Ave Maria Radio for more inspiring and engaging Catholic Talk Radio. And Lord willing, I will talk to you again tomorrow. Until then, goodbye.